In this Getting Started tutorial, we are going to do a guided tour of how version control for Team Science looks like in U-BRITE. To start, let's visit the main U-BRITE website at ubrite.org. So as you can see, I've just got a Chrome window open right now, and I'm just going to type in ubrite.org in the address bar. So this takes us to the main U-BRITE website, and along the top menu, if you go to Data Portal and click on Source Code Repo, this section of the Data Portal page tells us just a bit about the source code repo, and in particular about how we think it can help research teams better achieve team science and do more reproducible research. So let's visit the source code repo, which is currently implemented in GitLab. What we're going to do is we're just going to come over to this link, right click on it, and open it in a new browser tab. In brief, gitlab.rc.uab.edu is a GitLab instance here at UAB, which is tirelessly kept up to date and well maintained by UAB's Research Computing. So first thing I need to do is log in. So on the LDAP tab, I'm just going to type in my Blazor ID and password. And because I have two-factor authentication enabled, I'm also prompted for my second factor, which I'm going to type in here. Those of you who are logging in for the first time, a new GitLab account is actually created for you in the background. If all goes well, you should see what I see on my screen right now, which is GitLab's default view. So at the top right of this view, you can see a user icon, which I'm just going to mouse over and click on. And what you want to see for the readiness checklist is just that you're logged in as your Blazor ID. And as for the rest of the view, at least for me, I'm presented with a default project view where I can browse or search existing projects and also create new projects. So for those of you who are new to GitLab, I'm going to do a quick high-level orientation. In particular, there are two key GitLab concepts to understand for newcomers, and those are the GitLab project and the GitLab group. I find these easier to explain by showing, so why don't we do a quick tour? How about we start with groups, which is GitLab's namespace concept, by clicking on the group button in the top left of the menu bar. So I'm going to click on it, and in the search field, I'm just going to type CCTS-Informatics and click on the CCTS-Informatics-Pipelines GitLab group. And what we see is about a dozen or so projects in this namespace comprising pipelines and templates in various stages of development. I should note that this is a real GitLab group that the CCTS Informatics team uses to work together on pipelines and development. Now, let's explore an example GitLab project in more detail. So I've selected DVC Tools, which is a project for developing data version control client tools, but more importantly for the tour, it is representative of GitLab projects. So right away we can see in this view that there have been 232 commits to this Git repo to date. Also, we can browse around a bit in this view and look at the files and folders at the head of the master branch. If we click on the commits button, we can review the history of commits, and obviously we could continue to explore further, but for this short tour, I just wanted to highlight that the GitLab project is the first-class citizen of GitLab, and the sidebar menu is there to help you navigate a project. And so that includes the repository, the Git repo, which we've already gone over, but also issue tracking, members for setting roles and permissions for your team members, as well as various other features. So that was an example of how one team uses GitLab projects and groups to represent pipeline projects and group them together in the same namespace to keep them organized. However, you can use GitLab projects and groups equally as effectively to manage other kinds of projects as well, including data analyses in a team science setting. So don't be afraid to dive in and experiment to find out what works for your team. Next, let's tour the U-BRITE GitLab group, which is a namespace for teaching and learning about U-BRITE via demos and other examples. So I'm going to go back to the top left of the GitLab UI and click on the Groups button. And this time I'm going to search for U-BRITE in the search field and click on U-BRITE. And this should bring us to the default view of the U-BRITE namespace. Here we see a number of subgroups and projects, including dedicated namespaces for various hackathon events and info classes, as well as GitLab projects containing source code for various beginner and advanced demos and tutorials that we think may help our users get started with U-BRITE. If you can browse to this group, then you should have the right permissions and can check this box off in the readiness checklist. So for our getting started exercise, let's click on the Info 603 subgroup and then create a new GitLab project by clicking on this New Project button in green. Then let's select Create Blank Project, and let's give our project a name and a brief description. How about a class exercise for U-BRITE getting started tutorial. Whoops. All right. And make sure you check the initialize repo with a README checkbox. And once you're satisfied, then we can click Create Project. Now, this gets us ready for the next tutorial in the Getting Started series, where we will show a basic example of one-way data access, version control, and data analyses on Cheehaw fit together in the U-BRITE Commons. Before we stop, I want to mention that if you are a newcomer to version control, Git, and Git workflows, it may be helpful to do some basic training first. While there are plenty of good resources, one place you could start is the Learning Resources page on the U-BRITE website, where we provide some pointers to training material that we endorse. So why don't we go there? I'm opening a browser tab, and I'm just going to type in ubrite.org, click enter, and at the top menu, I'm just going to click Learning Resources. Next, I'm just going to scroll down a bit, click on this section right here, and scroll down to Learn Version Control Fundamentals. From here, you can access some Git basic training, which includes getting started material, as well as collaboration and team Git workflows tutorials from Atlassian. Well, that's it for this Getting Started tutorial. We hope it helped. If you are watching this as part of a readiness check for an Info 510, 603, or CB2 class, or a hackathon event, if you are able to follow the steps in this tutorial, you can cross off a couple items on the readiness checklist, including confirming your Research Computing GitLab account and permissions to access the U-BRITE demo and example namespace within GitLab. Please don't hesitate to get in touch if you have questions or suggestions for this tutorial series. In the meantime, have fun.